Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets and I am Amanda. Today I am here to provide you with a little bit of financial information which I deem to be some small nuggets that I have implemented in my financial life that have saved me tons of money, as well as prepared me for purchases or savings or other aspects in the financial realm as it relates to my life. Let's start off with a little disclaimer here. I know that there are going to be people that may not agree with my strategies or my information or my opinions. That is perfectly fine with me. I am only divulging this information to you guys because it is information that, or strategies and action plans that I have used in my life. And for those who have been following me for a while, you know I love to talk from my own experiences because those are the strategies and the actions that I know all so well, because those are the strategies and actions that I have used and I have also seen the results of them. So what I want to dive into really quick is saving money for whatever, spending money for whatever. So what I mean by that is, let's just take a look at our finances. And first off, you want to kind of write out your plans as it relates to what you're trying to spend money on, what you're trying to save money for. Write out a plan, and that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do is think long term, okay? We do not want to operate off of emotions. We do not want to operate off your friend did it, or how your coworker is doing it, or if I don't get this item right away, it's not going to be here later. Those are all emotional strategies. They never last. Do one or two of them work out? Sure. But for the most part, if you continue to live your life that way, then you're going to find out that you're going to blow a whole lot of money or waste a whole lot of money. Now, let's just say that we've written out some items that we are wanting to project monies for. For example, we want to be able to go on a vacation. We want to be able to pay down debt. We want to be able to save for a tuition account. We want to be able to save monies for just whatever. So once you have all of that written out, then you want to start thinking about putting your money in buckets. And I grabbed that term buckets because that's pretty much how Ally Bank does it. You are allowed to put money in certain buckets. However, all of that money does stay in the same account, be it a savings account or a checking account. You're able to pretty much have like online or electronic sinking funds, if you will. So basically, let me see, for an example, I have an Ally Bank account, and in the account, one portion is just a general savings account. This is in the same account. This one account has a general savings part, and then it has another part or a bucket where I'm saving for, let's say, an automobile. So you can, still put all of your money into one account, which I advise against. I do not do that. I will never do that. But if this is for those who just hate managing multiple accounts. You can put all money in one account and you can create multiple buckets. So I think this strategy of putting money in different buckets and categories has worked wonders for my life. It is crazy how I have been able to save for certain events or activities or whatever I'm doing if I put the money in buckets or different accounts. Now, that may take time. I know for me, I like to analyze all of my finances. I like to look at them on probably like 3 or 4 times a week, just to see how everything is doing, especially as it relates to investment accounts. So basically putting that money, for me, putting money in certain accounts also become more so like a game that I'm playing. So a lot of times I am working toward a savings goal for something. And what I tend to do is I will throw numbers out there. So that's why I said you might want to write things down. For me, I put things in a spreadsheet. And yes, I do write, out numbers here or there. But that's just where I'm that's not my official record keeper. I actually have Excel spreadsheets with all of my numbers broken down in there. There are calculated formulas in there where I can add and subtract, and I can see my debts decreasing and my assets increasing. So yes, I do have an official Excel spreadsheet for all of those numbers. But I do tend to, from time to time, to just get out my paper and pad and write down, hey, I still have this much money left that I need to pay off in debt, and I have this much money that I have in assets, or I want to save this amount of money. So I will write it out. But yeah, let's just say you want to try and save $5,000 for your next vehicle. Write that number down, create a bucket in one of your accounts, and start throwing money in there. Now, of course, you're going to have to be able to do that based on the amount of income you have coming in. But just know that $20 or $30 a week going into those accounts, guys, it adds up quickly, especially if you are not touching it. And you should not be touching it because you have already earmarked that money for a specific goal. In this case, to purchase a car. Okay? So that is really what has, kind of taken me through the years as it relates to being able to see how my money grow, how I'm saving for certain goals, and, not really having to use any credit. I'm pretty much purchasing things outright via cash, and that's just has been my life for the last, few years. And I'm telling you this because it has made a big difference. I cannot say it enough in my life as I have been dealing with my finances. Now, that's strategy number 1. You want to make sure that you are putting money away in different buckets. Continue to contribute to those buckets. You may be saving for an investment. I just thought about something I'm thinking about doing in the very near future, and that is to start saving money, of course, in buckets or in different categories for larger investments. Let's just say I want to get a couple of shares of Tesla stock, for example. Now, we know right now Tesla stock is trending somewhere around $600 to $700 per share. So if I want 2 shares, I'm looking at $1,200 to $1,400. That may not be in my budget right now. What do? I start it may not be in my budget right now. However, I can start a bucket for that, a sinking fund. So what I will do is I will go into one of my credit union, or I can go into my Ally account, open up a separate checking account or savings account, and start throwing money in there per week until I reach the $1,400. And I go purchase my 2 shares of Tesla stock. Same thing with, I think Apple is a little bit more reasonable. I think Apple is down, actually. It may be down to like $100, $150, $200. Don't quote me on that. but it was unusually low last time I checked. Another one is Google or Amazon. So these are some things that I'm starting to want to do. Yes, I already have monies in stocks and mutual funds and all that kind of thing through my employer. I do have that 401k, but I want to do some single stock buying, and I think I'm going to start that up through TD Ameritrade. And I'm going to save up my money. And actually, speaking of TD Ameritrade, what I could actually do is I don't have to open up another savings account at my Ally Savings Bank. I could actually I've already opened up the TD Ameritrade account. I can just start sending the monies directly to TD Ameritrade, which is your investing format or platform, if you will. And that money will sit there in that account until I am ready to purchase whatever I want to purchase. And TD Ameritrade does have it actually has all of your stocks. You could probably purchase pretty much everything through there. So that's another avenue you may want to take. You don't necessarily, I'm just thinking off the cuff because I am seriously thinking about how I want to do this in the near future. But yeah, you can just go on, open up the investment platform account and just start putting the money over there until you get to a certain amount. And that way you can start your investing in whatever stocks you want to invest in. So that is what I wanted to come on here and talk about, just to let you guys know that dividing your monies up into different little pots make a huge difference. And I know for me, it's just the way that I operate. I know other people may operate differently, but you know, it's like, okay, I don't have all of the money sitting in this one account, because a lot of times with me, I'll see a certain balance in the account. Let's just say I have an account and it has $10,000 in it, right? And I will say something like, hey, I want to purchase 2 stocks of Tesla, so I need $1,400. I pull the $1,400 out of the account with a $10,000 balance. Then I'm looking like, I really didn't want to do that. I didn't want that balance to go down in that account, so because that's the overall account where all money is going into one area. And so for me, my brain just kind of like shut down, because I am a saver by default, so I don't want that $10,000 to decrease. So I'm gonna want to hold off longer on making purchases. I know that may be, just my thing, my way of thinking, but that's the way I think. It's better for me is, let's say, for example, if I have an account that has $9,000 in it and it's my savings account, then I have another account with $1,000 in it. That's still your $10,000. However, the account with the $1,000 in it, that's the account I am saving toward for my stock investments. So now my mind has divided those 2 platforms of money, or 2 buckets of money. So when I remove whatever money I need to remove from the $1,000 account, let's just say I found a stock that I wanted to purchase that was $600. It will not make me feel, as bad or whatever if I am just taking that money from that $1,000 account, because I still see that $9,000 savings account has not been touched. That's just the way my mind operates. But for me, it's better to have money in buckets, in separate categories, in separate accounts, and definitely in separate banks, so that I will be able to operate. So now let's say, for an example, I have an emergency fund, I have a mini emergency fund, and they serve different purposes. So, my everyday emergencies like car repairs or house repairs and that type of thing, it comes out of the mini emergency. For some reason, if I take money out of that mini emergency fund and I still see my overall general savings account increasing, it makes me feel better. It's just that way. I know all the money is my money. Yes, it's in two separate pots, but it's just that thing for my brain that says, okay, this money is allocated for this goal separately from my regular savings account. My regular savings account is still increasing every month because I am contributing to it every single month. However, I need to take $1,200 out of my emergency fund to pay for car repair, and I was fine with that because that money was set aside for that. So yeah, I just think it's a plus if you can put money up into buckets. Like I said, for one, it'll allow you to actually do what you need to do with that bucket of money while other buckets of money are growing or whatever. And also, you will be able to, it will also help you to reach that goal of getting money into that account or getting monies to a certain amount in these accounts. You know, it's almost like a game. You're playing a game with yourself. Or as it relates to me, it is. It's a game. It's like, hey, I want to see if I can get this. And you want to put some dates and times on these accounts. You know, discretionary spending account. I want to be able to get that account to $5,000 within the next 3 months. So you're going to focus on that. I want to be able to get this account, this trip fund, to $1,200 by December. You know, you're going to travel in December. So you're going to want to focus on that. I need to make sure that I'm putting enough monies in that account to get it to that level by a specific time frame. So it becomes a fun little game for me. And a lot of times when I look at my different accounts in that way, it's just a benefit all the way around for me. I'm reaching my goals. I'm increasing my savings. I'm being disciplined with my money. You know, just learning financial behavior. This is really all I have for this video, guys. I just wanted to pop on here and just talk through how I actually divide up monies to reach certain goals, you know, in different bank accounts, in different buckets of money. So like I said, it appears to be similar to a electronic sinking fund. So with sinking funds, you can categorize or label them whatever you want to, and your goal is to put money in that specific account until you reach that goal. That's really what it's about. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be about the things that you love to do or your fun things. It could also be about paying down debt. I also have buckets of money for that as well. As I'm continuing to pay down debt, there's monies that I put into my bill savings account each week, which most of you all who are following me know about that. That's because you'll hear me say, well, I need to put this amount away in the bill savings account for this week because I'm not utilizing that money this week. You know, so it has just worked out well for me in my situation. I get to be able to have, for me, it feels like I have more control over my money and how I am spending it and what I'm actually doing with it. This is all I have for this video, guys. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Also, send this information along to someone who may be trying to figure out what they need to do to be able to save more money for whatever purpose it is, whether it's a purpose we really want to save for or one that we really just need to save for. So basically those things like trips and savings account and our future lives, or even debt or some other financial obligation that we may have. So please do that. And also leave me a comment below and let me know if you are more of one who wants to keep everything in one big account and just pull out of there and pay your debts and expenses and meet your goals, or save, you know, throw all your money in that one account. Or if you're an individual that's similar to me, where you can, you know, you like to divide money up into different buckets and save and pay expenses that way. This is all I have for this video. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets, where we dream big but start small around here. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.